so corny to say, but welcome. My name is Jessica and I'm an artist. I run inkwilddesigns, which is on Etsy, and it's a digital download print shop full of lots of neutral, floral, and other prints. This week I'm working on getting started on some new collections of artwork, and the first step of that for me is going to be making some mood boards. That's my baby happy screaming upstairs, so don't mind them. So yeah, I thought I would take you along this week. Hopefully I'll get it done today actually, to do some mood boarding. I want to create 2 new collections and yeah, get those really nailed down, the vision of what I want them to be, as well as planning out specific prints and products that I'm gonna make. So let's see how far we can get, and I'll explain kind of what I'm doing as I go. So I've been thinking about these collections for a while, a couple weeks at least, since I made some goals for my shop this year. I can link my goals video down below if you're interested in seeing that. But yeah, so I've been thinking about these collections since then, probably even since before then, just because I'm always thinking about what's next. But the last couple days I've been on Pinterest a lot, just looking at all things to do with the theme that I'm thinking about for each collection. It doesn't have to be art, although there is a lot of art inspiration on the boards. It can also be interior design, it can be photography, anything that inspires, really. So let me show you what I have on my Pinterest board so far. And I'm also gonna screen record for us real quick. So the first collection that I'm thinking about is a nursery, like a baby kids room type of art collection, and I'm calling it Vintage Nursery Collection. So I'm going for like neutral, which is very my art style, but neutral or pale colors, a lot of line art, and the subjects are going to be inspired by or loosely based on like kind of storybook type of things, characters, as well as just vintage, like vintage alphabets, lettering, vintage cars and planes, stuffies, anything to do with babies and kids, really. So this is the board that I have so far. It's not too many pins, as you can see, stops there, but I think that's a good brainstorm. I really like the direction that it's going. I love the pale colors. I love the different subjects that I've collected. So I think I'm gonna leave it there for now. And then the other collection is a summer collection. I think I'm gonna call it Summer Garden. This one is on the wrong one. Oopsie. Anyway, you get the point. So looking at garden, vegetables, fruits, thinking fruit trees, even like insects and water pails, that kind of imagery. Richer colors, but also some more sketches and line work, because that's a lot of what I do. And maybe even leaning toward farm type of things, like these chickens. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, that's my second collection inspiration. So the next thing I do before or while I'm gathering inspiration for my mood board and my collections is I just write down a bunch of terms, kind of a brainstorm or brain dump. I write down kind of everything I can think, like what the feel of and the mood of this collection is going to be, and also different motifs and subjects that are going to be the prints, the art prints for this collection. So you'll see that I did a bunch of that yesterday. For my nursery collection, I wrote down things like goose, ducks by the pond, baby bears, gingham, stuffies, woodland, rocking horse. I also want to add vintage, planes, trains, automobiles. Yeah, just very vintage, cute, but classic, not like cutesy art style. It's very much, my style is much more traditional sketches and line work. And then for the summer collection, I wrote down things like garden, fruit, vegetables, limoncello, kitchen, tomatoes, herbs, flower boxes, floppy hats, garden gates. I think just things that give me a really good picture of, yeah, what this is gonna be. Okay, now to create my actual mood boards, I'm just going onto Canva, and I just use just a blank Canva whiteboard to make my mood board. I'll show you here. Just click on the whiteboard. But first, I need to go download a bunch of my inspiration pictures. So let me do that real quick. I'm not going to download all of them, just my favorites. Okay, so I'm also going to add some of my own artwork to my mood boards. So I'm just grabbing some things like this woodland deer that I have. And I have some, like my lemons. Sketches. It's just nice to have a couple pieces that I've already made, to have my own voice already, yeah, in the mood board. Okay, so let's go ahead and start putting things on my mood boards. actually a couple days later now, but I wanted to finish this out. I did get my mood boards done, which you would have seen, so that's exciting. I really like them, and I'll keep those in mind as I start creating my collections. I wanted to explain how I do planning from here. So over the last couple days, I went onto a document that I have. I use Google Sheets, or Excel, and I just create tables with and just list out my collection and all the prints that I want to make for that collection. And yeah, I just keep that going as I think of things. As I make things, I check them off, and it really helps keep me on track. I actually haven't been doing it a lot since having baby and coming back, but I decided to start it up again so that I can be more on track, be a little bit more productive. So yeah, baby just went down for another nap, and I've got my coffee and a pastry, and I'm just gonna sit here and work on that a little bit more. But I think this was a short one. I hope it was still interesting for you. Yeah, mood boarding is a really fun part of the process, I think. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you next week for the next one. Hopefully working on the first prints of these collections. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. So this is my document. I just have, the subject is really what I'm going in and filling in, all my ideas for what motifs I'm gonna draw onto a print. And then this is the product line or the collection that I just did the mood board for. And then I also have the vintage nursery collection right here. So I'm just gonna keep writing down all my ideas, and I'm gonna insert my mood board. Let's see. I actually haven't done this before. I'm gonna go ahead and insert my mood board right into here. Let's put it up. Oh, can I? Yeah. So I can refer to it right there. Awesome. Another thing that I'm gonna do that I thought would be a good idea is I'm gonna put my mood boards on my phone so I can refer to them whenever I'm thinking about it and working on things, and I don't necessarily have my computer. Maybe that's really obvious, but I've never done that before, so I'm gonna try it. I thought that was a good idea.